It was just a regular game. Until it wasn't. Okay, so maybe that's a little dramatic, but I do feel like I'm watching microtransactions ruin the games I love. So here I am with a video on how. For context, I've been playing a lot of Valorant recently. I'm not very good yet, but I'm having a lot of fun learning everything about the different maps and agents, and I've seen a lot of teammates and enemies use some really cool looking guns. I had already bought the Battle Pass last season, but I felt like upgrading to some premium weapons, so I checked out the shop, and there were two things I noticed. The first is I could only buy 4 random gun skins or a gun bundle. The second thing I noticed were the prices. Now, don't get me wrong, I fully appreciate that these are premium weapon skins. This sheriff skin, for example, has unique shooting, reloading, and kill animations. But when you see that it costs 2,175 points to buy, which comes out to just over £18, that just sounds absolutely crazy to me. Oh, and pay attention to how the closest point bundle you can get only gives you 2,150 points, meaning that if you've never bought anything else in the game, you'd also need to buy a second £4.50 bundle, bringing the actual total cost of this single gun up to £22.50. That's a serious amount of money. That got me thinking. I know Valorant is a free game, but when the choice is between buying the new bundle for 7,100 points, which is about £60, or a brand new premium AAA game, the choice should be a no-brainer. Don't worry, this video won't be me going after people who choose to spend money on in-game items. I'm pretty guilty of that myself, and especially when it's a free game I really enjoy, I think it can be a good way to show the developers that you appreciate their work. This issue also isn't exclusive to Valorant either. I want to explore the impact of microtransactions as a whole in the gaming universe. The fact is, with the rise of a little thing called the internet, games have changed, with developers now being able to continue working on a game after it has been released to the public, whether it's just to fix bugs they didn't catch before shipping the game, or to add in new features or expansions. Free-to-play games have also massively risen in popularity. If I bought a PS5 today with no games, I'd be able to take it home and play Warzone, Apex Legends, Multiverses, Rocket League, Genshin Impact, Fall Guys, Fortnite, and Fishing Planet.
Nice.
All without spending an extra penny. This is just the norm now, and I think it's great. What I want to do here is break down how microtransactions are slowly but surely ruining gaming. The first thing I want to talk about is FOMO, or fear of missing out. This is a massive tool in live service games, used to get people to log into their game every day. The general idea is that if someone doesn't know when they'll see a certain cool item in the shop next, they'll be more inclined to buy it if they happen to see it right now. Let's take the Valorant example I used earlier. The guns in the shop change every day, and you only get to see 4 a day. It's not even the same for everyone on that day, so you can't follow trends to predict when the gun skins might come back next. If every skin was always in the shop, I might think about waiting 2 weeks until payday to get a skin I really wanted. But with the way it works now, if I want it and I see it in the shop, I basically need to get it there and then. Now let's say 1 week later another skin is released for a gun that I like even more. If I was able to wait until my payday, I'd probably forget about even getting that first skin and just get the newer better one. But with the way it works now, I've already bought the first skin, and I'll need to quickly decide if I'm happy to miss out on this one too. The thing that gets me with this is it isn't even limited to in-game cosmetics. There are so many games that will also lock gameplay and story elements to a certain time. For multiplayer games, this is pretty understandable. Overwatch had a number of events over its lifetime. Some were PvE and worked like tower defense or story modes. Some were PvP and would have you do anything from playing football against someone else to having a snowball fight. These events can't really stay open forever after their time is up, as it would dilute the player base too much over time, and Overwatch has long enough queue times already. But then you look at games like Genshin Impact, which will regularly have story events active for a few weeks, only to remove them forever once that time is up. These events tend to involve characters you can obtain from the banners that are active at that time, and will reward you for completing them with a decent amount of currency to try and get those characters. So, if I was to take a month break from playing Genshin, I would miss out on any of the character or world stories in that event, all of the currency earned in the event, and the chance to get the characters offered until they came back at a random point in the next year or even later. Now Genshin's a bit of an easy target, because technically it's a mobile game and they're always monetized to hell and back. But considering it's had more money pumped into it than most AAA games ever, I don't think it's irrelevant here. Characters can either be 4-star and be relatively common, or 5-star and be extremely rare. The chance of getting a 5-star is very low, at 0.6% every attempt, although you are guaranteed to get a 5-star once you've had around 80 tries. Once this finally happens, you aren't actually guaranteed the character you were trying to get though. These characters aren't just skins either, they all play completely differently to each other, some even fill roles that no other character can. What I'm trying to get at here is that missing out on one of these characters means missing out on a part of the game itself. Okay, so let's look at these examples. Has FOMO ruined Valorant, Overwatch, or Genshin for me? No, honestly I can say they're all great games despite these mechanics. It just makes me sad when I compare them to older games that I can boot up and play the entirety of. But not quite as sad as the next section makes me. It feels like microtransactions haven't been micro for a very long time. Look at basically any big release these days and you'll find you can buy a cosmetic or a boost to speed you through the game for real money. And the worst thing is, this isn't even limited to free-to-play games either. I said earlier you could either buy 3 guns in Valorant or 1 new game, but the unfortunate case at the moment is that there are so many current games that will cost you £60 and then ask you for even more. We've been playing the second Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2? Whatever you want to call it, I think it's ridiculous that this full-priced game won't allow you to play the multiplayer as the game's staples such as Price or Ghost. In fact, they want you to upgrade to a whole new edition of the game for another £30 just to be able to choose them. I really don't care about playing as these default nobodies, and Activision know it. They've slapped a premium price tag on every character anyone would want. I do feel conflicted about microtransactions overall, just because when it's something the developer has been working on after the game is already released, I do think they deserve to be compensated for it. If a game is supported for 5 years after it's released, I know that they can't really survive on game sales alone for the entire time. Microtransactions allow a game to continue producing content post-launch, especially the free-to-play ones. It's just that the price we're paying feels like it's become so disproportionate to what we're actually getting. I was always one of those people that thought a game would make more money by selling cosmetics for £5 each rather than £20 each. At £5 each, I'd probably pick up 10 or more of them, but at £20 I'd probably get 1 or 2. Unfortunately, the big companies have proven this is not the case, as they have more than enough data from all the games they own and monetize to know exactly what they need to price these items at. And that price is big. I don't think these prices are going anywhere either, even with the negative effect I feel they're having on the gaming industry. It's just making these companies too much money. So, when it comes to what we can do about it, unfortunately I don't think there's all that many options available to us. As easy as it is to say we should boycott this game or we shouldn't buy any more real money items, the fact is I still love games, and this is what they look like now. Sure, I could stop playing the newest predatory game and get all my friends to stop too, but at the end of the day they're still going to make a boatload of money, and the fact that I stop playing won't even make a dent in that. I could also go after the people who buy every cosmetic when it comes out and enable this behaviour from the publishers. But it's not their fault either that they just want the best experience from the game they're playing. If they have the money to keep up and get everything they want, honestly, good for them. So instead, I think I'll do the only thing I can. Make a little video to express how I'm feeling. I definitely don't think we're going to make that much change with our, as of now, 15 subscribers. But hey, it makes me feel a little better at least. Thanks for watching this video. There's been a couple of complainy videos in a row now, but don't worry, we're going to have some positive ones on the way. If you enjoyed this video, it would help us a lot if you commented, subscribed, and clicked the bell to be notified when we upload another video. If you'd like to watch one of our other videos, click the screen to see Making Spider-Man 2 Even Greater, or Overwatch 2, sequel or update. Bye!